podcast Empower, where we dive into the world of women with inspiring stories for making big moves and breaking barriers. Today, we're thrilled to have Kim Hall, the director of a gym, joining us. As an entrepreneur, Kim knows a thing or two about navigating the competitive landscape of the fitness industry. She's here to share her insights on leadership, innovation, and what it takes to thrive in the business world.
So let's start from the beginning. So my first question is, what inspired you to become a trainer, and how did you get started in this profession?
Good question. So I'm not going to tell my age. No, I'm just kidding. But years ago, there were several disappointments in the fitness industry, actually, for me, because I'm a mom of three. And back in the day, it took a lot of time, it still does, to get kids ready for school and out the door. And I would head to the gym, and there would be no instructor. There would be no shows. So several times, time and time again, I was like, okay, what does it take to become one of these people? Because I had no intention of taking this career path. I was in corporate accounting, and after my third child, I left the corporate world and just started taking classes. And I was like, well, I know I'm gonna show up if I go to class because I'm the instructor. Why not do a little hobby, get paid to do my workouts? And that's what I did, and it started off very slowly, and it morphed into way more than I had ever imagined.
Wow, that's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
So can you share a significant moment or experience in your journey as a trainer that's had like a lasting impact on you?
Whew. So many. But the one that sticks out with me the most is we do a lot of volunteering and a lot of outreach. And we did an adult home with physical limitations. And that by far was probably the most rewarding, because as adults, everybody needs to move. The body's made to move. And when you have disabilities or you're not able to or you don't know how, people like trainers like Vince and myself come in there and we teach them. And even though it's a little bit more challenging, it outweighs all of the frustration. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
Okay, so how do you approach helping individuals set and achieve their fitness goals?
So that one, every time we meet with clients or I meet with a new client, it's listening. As a trainer, you're not only doing the physical, but you're doing the mental. And I think it's really important to be able to be a good listener in this industry, because it's not about me. It's about the person's journey. And when you listen and you really know where they're coming from and you have a sense of caring to get them to that place in their fitness goals, it's just baby steps. It's one day at a time. And when you really truly listen to what their needs are, it's easy.
Okay, so moving on, how do you maintain a balance between your personal fitness goals and helping others achieve theirs?
Good question. So the balance is making sure that I schedule my time, right? Just like I would a client, because I can't help other people and other women and other clients achieve their goals if I am not strong and I am not taking care of myself. So I literally schedule my workout time in my calendar.
That's a great way to go about it. So how has your own fitness journey influenced your approach on training other people?
So I've been in this industry for about 25 years, and I can say that definitely I'm a different trainer than I was back in my 20s versus now that in my 50s, because I have evolved as well. And as a trainer, when you evolve, you go through different life experiences that I think automatically you incorporate into your business, right? Because I'm experiencing things that, say, a 20-year-old hasn't experienced yet, and vice versa. So just to give you an example, I had a client who was going through the change of life, right? As a woman, we are all gonna do that. And I was in my 20s. I didn't relate to her. All I knew is that she was gaining weight and she was doing all these things. And in my 20-year-old brain, I'm thinking, well, then you need to stop eating. Very insensitive, all of that. But as I went through what she went through 20 some odd years later, it clicked. It was like, wow, this is what so-and-so was talking about back in the day, and how insensitive of me. So now all of these life experiences just have made me a better trainer and all over better in the fitness profession.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who's struggling to stay motivated in their own fitness journey?
So I definitely would suggest to that person that you need to find something that you really enjoy, that you really love to do. And because if you, say for instance, if a trainer's telling you you need to do a dance class and you don't like to dance, you're probably not going to do it, right? But if you truly find something like, I love to play tennis, well, great, let's incorporate that into your fitness journey. And then that way they will be excited to do it and they will do it long term.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Can you describe a particularly memorable experience or breakthrough that affirmed your decision to pursue this path?
I would probably say what solidified it for me was the point when every time I would go to the gym and there would be nobody there, and I started going on this path of getting my certifications, and I started not only getting so I started in group exercise, teaching in a group, but then as I started reading and studying, and something just clicked with me that I got excited to study. And I'm not that person, but I am so passionate about what I do. I'm a geek when it comes to the body, the anatomy, and so I was fascinated. So as I was studying for the certification, I'm like, I think this is it. I think I truly found my niche.
Yeah, I mean, that's not something that everyone finds in their life, so I think you're really lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to someone who's considering to pursue a career in fitness?
First off, I would say that you need to really take a look at what fitness offers, because there's so many different avenues, right? It's, with us, we are not only personal trainers, but we own a business for corporate wellness, for employee wellness. So there's so many different avenues. So I would suggest that they really do their research and find out what it is they really truly like. I knew I liked the group setting. I like instructing a lot of people. That's what I did like to do. But as I got older and I decided to get my personal training license, I love the one-on-one now because I really feel like I can connect with my clients. So I would tell that person to do their due diligence and research to find out what it is they exactly like and what they want to be able to follow that passion.
Okay, so looking back, is there anything you wish you'd known when you were just starting out in this profession?
I'm a firm believer of everything happens for a reason, and the way my destiny came into this path was not planned. It happened how it happened, and that's how it happened. So there's really no I wish I would have done this, because I didn't even know I was going to take this path, but it turned into an amazing career. And so I would say, no, everything happened how it was supposed to happen.
Oh, okay. Okay, so were there any mentors or influencers who played a significant role in guiding you in this journey?
Oh, definitely. I had some great mentors through the gyms that I worked at that helped me a lot. But I think my biggest mentor would be my husband, Vince Hall. Yeah, we learn a lot from each other, and it's kind of nice being married to somebody that's in the industry as well. So definitely.
Okay, so in your opinion, why is it important for young girls to prioritize their physical health and fitness?
And that is so many different answers on that. It's so important for young women to be able to take their wellness serious. And when I say wellness, that's such a broad spectrum, because we have the physical wellness, we have the mental wellness, right? There's so much stress and tension put on young girls these days, and I think the outlet for the mental is so very important, and you get that through exercise, right? There's endorphins that are released that, help the body relieve stress. There's cortisol levels. So as a young woman going through, going through everything that they go through with their, making sure they're minding their parents and they're getting their homework done and all their extra classes that they do. There's a lot of pressure on you guys. So the act of movement of the body, I can't stress the importance of that, because it's not only for the physical, it's for the mental as well. And I really like to focus on wellness versus the number on the scale. I think that needs to go away, because I think there's too many young women out there that are focusing on that, of how they look. And if you're healthy from the inside, it's going to show on the outside.
What strategies do you use to help people build confidence in themselves, both inside and outside the gym?
So I don't know if it's a strategy, but it's definitely just the way I am as a person. I'm a firm believer of talking to the person, not talking at the person. For clients, I think they need that motivation, that caring. There's so much other stuff in the outside that people have to deal with. So I want to make it a safe environment here for my clients to be able to kind of do and say what they need to say, but in the same breath, I want to have those open lines of communication, positive, right? Encouraging. You don't want to just be beating on the person like, hey, you need to do 10 more or you're a failure. That's not my style, never has been, never will be. I think if we lift our client up and praise them to what we want them to be, I think if everybody did that in the world, I think it would be a beautiful place. So
That's so true. So what motivates you to continue pursuing your passion for empowering people through fitness?
The many stories that I have all the time. I have story after story of successes that make it why we do what we do. We also have a corporate client that we do, Kaiser Permanente, that we do their employee wellness, and we just get so much feedback from people saying, we don't know what we would do without you guys, and that's pretty impactful when you hear that from people. So just the stories.
Have you ever faced any struggles throughout your journey that you're comfortable with sharing?
Me as an individual?
Yeah.
I think we had kind of talked about earlier about how I have evolved as a trainer in the 25 years that I've been in the industry. And I think everybody has their own struggles wherever they're at in their life. And people might look at me and think, well, she doesn't have any struggles. Well, I do. I have my own struggles. So I have had weight gain. I had to lose weight. It might have been very minute to somebody who's maybe 100 pounds overweight versus 20 pounds, but it's still my struggle. And I think having that struggle makes me relatable to other people that have had a struggle. It might not be as much, but a struggle is a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can relate to people who have those struggles as well, because I have gone through them, right?
So are there any common misconceptions or stereotypes about fitness and exercise?
The one thing that pops in my brain is the no pain, no gain. And I think that needs to be gone. I don't think that saying is true at all, because you can have gain with no pain. Absolutely. And it's not, do it until you drop. No. I have some trainers that used to tell me, I used to make my client throw up. Really? That's something not to be proud of, So I think the no pain, no gain definitely is a misconception, for sure.
So how do you address the misconceptions that other people may have as they train with you?
I make achievable goals for them, something that they can do and feel successful. Because what I don't want a client to do is at the end of their session feel defeated. I want them to feel like they have accomplished something. So it's more in the action than the words. There's words there too, but I can see if a client is struggling, I'm not gonna, I will make the adjustments on their workout. If, because we all have bad days, and if somebody comes in here and I have something that I know that they are not gonna be able to do that day, I'll adjust right on the spot, just because I'm not gonna make them do it just because I designed it. It's not about me, it's about my clients.
So finally, what message would you like to leave with our listeners, especially young girls who may be listening to this podcast?
I would say keep an open mind about exercise and movement. I like to basically call it movement than exercise. I think exercise has more of a negative, people are like, oh, I have to exercise. No, guess what? You get to exercise. Your body is able to exercise. So how about let's make that spin and that mindset adjustment of, hey, I can exercise today. I am able to move today. What a great day. So I think it's just creating that different mindset with young girls out there, that not only can they move and exercise, but they're gonna set themselves up to be successful as an adult. Because what we don't wanna do is we don't wanna create a habit as an adult. We wanna create a habit now. So when you come into your adult years, you're already there, and you don't have to make it happen as an adult.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What an insightful conversation with Kim Hall. Her experience and passion for entrepreneurship are truly inspiring. It's clear that her dedication to excellence and commitment to empowering others have been instrumental in her success as a gym director. As we wrap up, let's take Kim's advice to heart and continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in our own careers. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, the business world is full of opportunities for those willing to seize them. Stay tuned for more empowering discussions on our podcast. See you next time.